Christian out-fired, banished from the very empire he built. And yet he might be gearing up for a comeback before the next lights even go out. This time he's not returning as just a leader. He could be stepping in as a part owner. Could Christian Horner come back to haunt Red Bull in the near future? Whispers echo through the paddock, hinting that this comeback might happen far sooner than anyone expects, maybe even before this weekend's Belgian Grand Prix. And if that happens, Red Bull better start looking over their shoulder, because their ghost is already lurking in the shadows. This is the plot twist no one saw coming. The mastermind who transformed a simple fizzy drink company into Formula One's most dominant dynasty is gone after nearly 2 decades. Not eased out, not retired, just cut. The man behind 6 constructors, championships, 8 drivers, titles, and Max Verstappen's era of absolute dominance was tossed aside like yesterday's pit strategy. But if you think this story ends quietly, think again. Horner's exit has shaken the sport to its core. For the first time since 2005, he isn't standing at the helm of Red Bull. He wasn't just the guy who showed up to every race for 20 years. He was Red Bull. He understood the machinery, the politics, and the people. He shaped it all. Yet here we are, with Red Bull washing their hands of him while the rest of the grid smells blood in the water. So what really happened? No one's saying anything publicly, but behind the scenes, it's absolute chaos. Insiders whisper about massive power struggles, tensions with Helmut Marko, and fiery clashes with the Verstappen camp. Some believe it all started after Red Bull's historic 2023 season, when they won 21 out of 22 races. That kind of perfection can fracture even the strongest alliances. Now Horner is gone. His contract, supposed to run until 2030, should have made him untouchable. Instead, he's been locked out, likely placed on what's known as gardening leave. In Formula One, that's code for, we don't want you working for anyone else, but we're terrified you might. And they should be scared. Horner doesn't just know Red Bull's past, he knows their future. Engine plans, team strategies, 2026 secrets, all of it. So what's next? Most people would quietly fade away. But Christian Horner isn't most people. He could retreat into retirement, spend time with his family, enjoy his millions. But that's not what's happening. Instead, something far more dangerous is brewing, and it might be unfolding faster than anyone imagined. There's talk of a return, not years down the road now, and not just with any team. 2 names have surfaced, Ferrari and Alpine. Ferrari made a move earlier this year. Italian media reported that they approached Horner about replacing Frédéric Vasseur. He shot down the rumors with a laugh, joking in Barcelona, "My Italian is worse than Flavio Briator's English." Then in Montreal he said, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm fully committed to Red Bull." But that was before the axe fell. Now the Ferrari door may be creaking open again. Chairman John Elkann remains interested. Vasseur is still under pressure. And with Horner technically available, anything is possible. But moving to Italy, uprooting his family, that's messy. Adrian Newey turned Ferrari down for the same reason, and Horner is cut from the same cloth. Which brings us to the real contender, Alpine. And this is where things get wild. Alpine isn't just looking for someone, they're begging for a savior. Ever since Otmar Schaffner's departure last year, they've been adrift. Oliver Oakes walked away. Steve Nielsen has stepped in as managing director, but he's not the team principal. He's not the guy. You know who is? Christian Horner. And here's the kicker. The man pulling strings at Alpine right now is none other than Flavio Briatore. Yes, that Briatore, the once banished, now resurrected dealmaker of old. He's Alpine's new executive consultant. And guess who he's been close friends with for decades? Christian Horner. Sky's Karun Chandhok summed it up perfectly. Christian's old friend Flavio Briatore is now running the show as an executive consultant. That could be his next destination. And honestly, it makes too much sense. Enstone Alpine's HQ is just a short drive from Horner's home. No relocation, no disruption, just pure, calculated revenge. And to fan the flames, Ralf Schumacher piled on, claiming, Briatore is hunting for a strong new team boss. The Renault-owned team might even be prepared to give Horner a share of the outfit. And if there's one thing Christian Horner has always wanted, it's power. A share, power, ownership, control. For Christian Horner, this isn't just about leading again. It's about building something new from the ground up, but this time doing it his way. And for Red Bull, that's a nightmare scenario. The man who built their empire now leading a rival team, armed with every single one of their secrets. So ask yourself, could it really happen this weekend? Could Alpine, desperate for leadership, pull the trigger before Spa? Don't blink, because Horner's revenge arc might be kicking off faster than anyone imagined, and when it does, it's going to be loud. If Horner is spotted anywhere near the Alpine garage at Spa, expect shockwaves to tear through Formula One. Because this isn't just a comeback. This is a hostile takeover in disguise. Let's not forget who we're dealing with. Horner isn't some retiree fumbling through nostalgia. He's the same man who turned Jaguar's wreckage into Red Bull racing. The man who saw potential where no one else did. Back then, it was a midfield team with no direction. Today, that team is Alpine. Same vibe, same confusion, same untapped potential. And that's where it gets almost eerie. Alpine is floundering, stuck in midfield mediocrity with leadership black holes and morale in free fall. Their last big shakeup, Flavio Briatore, a name that still rattles the F1 world. A man once banned from the sport over Crashgate, now welcomed back as an executive consultant. Bold, absolutely. Desperate, definitely. But maybe, just maybe, necessary because Alpine needs a savior. And Horner, he's done it before. Steve Nielsen might take over day-to-day operations come September, but let's be real. He's never led a team. He's no fixer, no visionary. He's the guy who keeps things running, not the guy who changes the game. And that's Horner's territory. Here's where it gets wild. Sources say this isn't just about a job, it's about ownership. Ralf Schumacher hasn't minced his words. Renault might offer Horner an actual share in the team. Let that sink in. If that's true, Horner wouldn't just step into Alpine as team principal. He'd come in as a partner, a stakeholder. That's a whole new level of power. He'd have the ability to shape the team, its philosophy, and its future, without answering to anyone but the board. That's more than a comeback. That's a kingdom. And while Alpine has been sliding, there's another storm brewing on the horizon, the 2026 regulation shakeup. New engines, new rules, a fresh chance to reset the playing field. That's the exact window Horner needs. That's the gap he's aiming for. So picture this, it's 2026. Red Bull rolls out with their Honda-bred monster, Verstappen leading the charge. But across the grid stands Alpine, rebranded, rebuilt, and reborn. And on their pit wall, Horner. Calm, calculating, waiting. Now ask yourself, who really won? Because if Horner takes Alpine from ruins to relevance, he won't just be proving a point. He'll be rewriting the Formula One power rankings. It won't be Red Bull's era anymore. It'll be Horner's revenge. And Red Bull, they'll have to watch it unfold with forced smiles, knowing they let it happen. But wait, there's another twist. Ferrari isn't out of this story, not completely. John Elkann is still watching from the shadows. Vasseur is still walking a tightrope. And if Alpine fumbles or stalls, what's stopping Ferrari from circling back? Imagine Horner in red, the Scarlet Whisper, the ultimate redemption arc. It's not likely, but in F1, never say never. Still, Alpine makes the most sense. It's local, it's personal, it's possible. So here's where we stand. A man on pause, a team in need, and a sport on edge. Will Alpine move fast and fire the first shot at Spa? Will they wait until the summer break and strike with calculated precision? Or is Horner playing the long game, waiting for his gardening leave to expire, only to launch the next empire? No matter the timeline, one thing is for sure, Christian Horner is not done. He said it himself, "I'm not going anywhere." Back then, it was a pledge to Red Bull. But now it feels like a threat to everyone else. Because Horner might be out of Red Bull, but he's not out of Formula One. And if he's coming back to conquer. So what do you think? Is Alpine the right call? Will Horner rise again to haunt the team that discarded him? Or is there another twist still to come? Let us know in the comments. And if you're anywhere near the Red Bull garage this weekend, keep one eye on In Stone's garage. The ghost is already here.